Hey guys, it's Whitehearted here, and today we are going to be talking about a couple of ways. We're basically going to be doing an Animal Jam Draw My Life of a couple of ways that I have gotten scammed, and ways, like, scammed out of a lot of my items, because as you can see, this happens, like, literally regular to me, because I'm not very smart. So I'm just going to talk about how you guys can avoid it, and hopefully I'll be able to take my own advice. So we're just going to start off with the first time I have gotten scammed. So this was in March of, let's see, so like this is in the March of the year I first joined, which was 2013. So yeah. Okay, so basically what happened was I was obviously still a new jammer back then. I didn't really know a lot about the game. I was on maybe for like a month or so, but I didn't play very frequently. So I was just like, my name tag still said like Whiteheart and all that stuff. Like I was still like a certified quote unquote jammer. And I thought I knew my way around this game, but apparently I didn't. So the first time that I got hacked was in Jamaw Township, so I'm just going to initialize that as JT. And I remember there was someone, this is a diamond shop, and there was someone standing right here. I don't remember their username, and I don't think they're very active anymore. So unfortunately, fortunately they can't scam people anymore, but unfortunately you can't like report them anymore. But I guess it's like the good outweighs the bad in that situation. Anyways, they were advertising that they had a free spike. No, it wasn't free spike, because that was the second time. It was free rares in their den. So like free rares come to my den. And being the dumb jammer I was, I went to their den. So here I am at their den, and they had like just a small gathering of people. So like there were just people everywhere, and they were standing right here. And this is me. I was standing off kind of to the corner. I was just like all by myself. Because I didn't really know a lot of these other people, and I was like, oh, they have membership tags, like, ooh, I'm not going to get them. And then all of them, like, not all of them, but a lot of them were yelling, scammer. Well, they weren't yelling, but they were typing in all caps. And spelled scammer wrong. So that should have been my first red flag, that, okay, so this is not going to be a good situation. But I just ignored them because this member was like, well, if you think I'm a scammer, then you guys need to leave right now. So of course, like, the good popularity of them left, which left me and 3 other people still there, and we were all non-member. And this guy had a member tag, like he was just living it up here, and he was like, okay, so the first person, and this is still when flash trading existed. So he was like, okay guys, so I'm going to put, so this is going to be a flash trading party, like, and whoever sends the best flash trade, or like whoever gets rid of the trade the quickest gets this item. And it was like, there were like 3 rares. I don't think they were even good. It was like a doctor's hat and like a doctor's bag, or some sort of hat and some sort of bag. So I still flash traded, and here we go. So he put a necklace on trade, and I gave him, in return, I gave him 4 items. I gave him, because I didn't really know my rares back then, so I gave him 3 rares and 1 non-rare. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be a flash trade, like it's going to be fine. So, of course, at the same time when I had just sent the trade, my mouse, like, that I was playing with had actually started to glitch. So I could not, like, because it like, had started to run out of battery, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just refill it after this flash trade is over. And, like, after I get my items, my rares. because of course I thought I thought it was the best jammer. So my mouse like was literally on the verge of dying, so like I couldn't move it, like I couldn't click the exit button. Like I couldn't like decline it. So of course they accepted it, and they got all my items, and I was like, whoa, I thought this was a flash trade, like I thought you weren't supposed to accept. And he was like, oh, it's like if you don't get it fast enough, then I get all your items. And I was like, well, can I at least have the rares now, because you said I had the best trade? Because like he did. He was like, okay, so Hearted wins this. She wins this rares. And he was like, oh, okay, just buddy me, I have to go. So of course I buddied him, and then I messaged him a couple of days later when he was online, and I was like, hey, can I have my rares now? And what I got in response was just this simple, I just got this simple no. So like he didn't even like provide an explanation. He was just like no. So I was a bit perplexed. I was like, well, why isn't he giving me my rares? So I consulted my friend, and I was like, okay, so this guy got me, so I traded this guy for my rares. Why isn't he trading me? Like, why isn't he giving me the rares now? And she was like, oh, okay, so you participated in a flash trade. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, that isn't exactly the smartest thing to do. And I was like, well, he said it would be okay. So my friend and I got into this huge argument about like why I should and shouldn't have trusted this person with my items. And I just want to let you guys know that if anyone ever asked you to do things like trust trades, or I know flash trades don't exist anymore, but like trust trades with them, please don't. So if you guys don't know what trust trades is, that's actually my next topic. So this is going to be a shorter one. This is literally like, yeah, okay. So basically what happened was I was at another giveaway for, this was recently, this was in in January of 2017. It was like a couple days after the New Year's party. So I was like, and then someone was like, oh, I'm giving, in the spirit of New Year's, I'm giving away 3 spikes. And I remember it was an orange juice. Okay, so it was an orange long, a black long, and a pink long. Ooh. And these were all collars. So I was like, oh, okay, so like, because I still haven't had my first, well, I have had, but like, I was like, okay, so anyway, so I was like, oh, okay, so we're just gonna get this great deal. We're just gonna get all of these spiked collars, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna get a spiked collar, because again, I thought it was the best jammer in the world, and I thought that like I was better than everyone else. But trust me, it's the 4th month of 2017 I've changed. So yeah, so basically what happened was this guy put a necklace on his trade, and he was like, okay, so person to trade me the best for this wins. So what I traded him Beta Tailliner. I traded him an Arctic Hood, like the Beta Arctic Hood. I traded him a short collar and one more item. I think I traded him a gazebo, because those were still like somewhat in popularity, but because this was before the spring event. So I traded him all these 4 things, and then once he clicked the thing, because like now we have this, we have to accept it twice. Now when he accepted it, so I declined it, and then he turns to me and he goes, okay, so you guys, like, you had the best trade. And I was like, okay, really? Because honestly, the items that I traded him weren't worth that much. And he was like, oh yeah, like maybe he was a collector or something, I don't know. And he was like, oh yeah, you traded me the best thing. So, because like literally like none of that was worth a black long. So he was like, okay, so just put this on trade. So just send the trade again and I'll accept it. So I sent him the trade again, and let's see. So I sent him the trade again and he accepted it, and then I pressed accept, and then I got my items. So I got that necklace, and now he was like, okay, put the necklace on trade. So I put that necklace on trade, and he goes, whoops, I got it again. Like, he was playing the same thing with like the scammer that I had recently, like I had countered in 2015 or 2013, and he was like, whoops, I gotta go now, just buddy me and just message me later, like when we can trade again. And actually he hasn't logged in since that day, so I'm not sure. I don't think those items like really benefited him at all, since he hasn't logged in since that day. But I was still scammed out of like some of my really good items, and I'm still kind of frustrated about that. Like, I lost pretty much my only spike. I lost my Arctic Beta hood, my Beta tail armor. So I'm just gonna wrap this video up with telling you guys how to avoid scammers like these and just how to stay safe. So if you ever see someone, so when you guys are playing and you see someone doing a giveaway, it's okay to go to their den, like, because sometimes I do giveaways where it's like, okay, first person to say this gets this spike collar, and I just gift it to them. So it might be that situation. If that's the situation, then you're fine, you're okay, like, it doesn't really matter. But once you go to their den, you have to ask them if this is a trust trade. If they say yes, then this is just a big no. If they say no, then this is not a red flag, and it's probably okay to continue on. So the next thing you want to do is you're going to ask them how the trade works. So basically giveaways work in like one of 3 ways. Like, these are the most popular ways I've seen them. So there's the trust trade, there's the gift trade, and there is the first trade. So I'll go into explanation of these later, and I can't remember the last one, but it's yeah, so I don't think this is the last one. So these are like 1 out of 3 ways. And scams. Okay, so first we're going to talk about this trust trade. So, like, as I said, like, it's when someone is like, okay, I'll just give you my stuff, like, okay, so trade for this, and then put it back on your list, and then I'll give you the prize. And then a lot of times they do not give you the stuff back, so the trust trade is a no-no. So the next one is this gift trade, where they're going to be like, okay, so first, so like, you guys all have to gift me, and then if you're the 10th person to gift me, then you get a rare. You get a spiked collar. This is also a no-no, because you have no guarantee if they're actually going to give you a spike, or if they're actually going to give you a rare, or if you're the 10th person that they have gifted, if you're the 10th person that they have received a gift from. So don't trust that trade either. So the last trade is the first trade. This is the trade that I explained earlier that I do a lot of times, where I'm like, okay, so first person to say pie wins the spiked collar. So then the first person to say pie wins, and then I just give them the rare. So this is an okay method, as long as there's like literally nothing else to it. Like, as long as it's like, okay, so you say pie first, then you win the long collar. Like, that's literally it. So this is literally probably the only giveaway that you can trust, unless you find like giveaways like on Instagram that a lot of people have participated in, like shout me out and I'll put your name in a generator, or like things like that. They're probably okay to trust. So thank you guys for listening to my second video, and we are just going to end this here. So yeah, thank you for watching.